Question number 11. NP2 equals NC2 plus okay, one of these. Okay, let NP2 equals NC2 plus X here. So X equals NP2 minus NC2. So X equals NP2 minus NC2, it is NP2 here over factorial 2. So X equals NP2 minus, step by step, NP2 over factorial 2, it is 2. By taking NP2 as a common factor, NP2 as a common factor, no, here we have X equals, take NP2 as a common factor, NP2, it is common factor. So here we have 1 minus half, right? And 1 minus half equals half. So X equals N permutation 2 over 2. Why? Again, it is equal 1 minus half equals half. Here, half NP2. Okay, and the NP2 equals NP2 over factorial 2, which equal NC2. So we will choose letter B. Okay, letter B as X equals NC2. Okay, so go to question number 12. Now we have NPR equals A multiply NCR. Okay, and the required here is to find a value of A. A equals, then A could be equal one of these, 4 or 5 or 6 or 8. NPR equals A multiply NPR over factorial R, right? Dividing both sides by NPR, here we have 1 and here we have 1. So 1 equals A multiply 1 over factorial R. So factorial R multiply 1, it is factorial R, which equal A. So here we have A equals factorial R. Factorial R could be equal 6. Why? Because 6, it is a factorial of some number. 6 equals factorial 3. Okay? But 8, it is not a factorial for any integer. Also 5, not a factorial for any integer. Also 4. So R must be equal 3. And the factorial R equals 6. And we choose letter C. Question number 13. If NPR equals A and the NCR equals B, then which of the following statements is not true? Okay, we know always N is greater than R. n is greater than or equal r. So let n equals 5 and r equals 2. Of course, you can choose any two different numbers, maybe 5 and 3, 6 and 4, any two other numbers. In general, we will assume that n equals 5 and r equals 2. So nbr equals 5b2, which equal 5 multiply 4, which equal 20. And ncr, it will be 5c2, which equal 5 multiply 4 over 2 multiply 1. And here is the result equals 20 divide 2 equals 10. So A equals 20 and B equals 10. Now you can say that A is greater than B. Always A is greater than B. In case R equals 0, so NB 0 always equals 1. As you can substitute n equals 5, so 5b0, you can try it in calculator here. So 5b0, it is equals 1, so we write 1. And 5c0, here we try it in calculator. 5c0 also equals 1. So the first statement at A, here A is greater than B, greater than or equal B, is always true. With respect to B, here we have A over B, A over B. We repeat the same steps. We get A equals 20 and B equals 10. So A divide B equals 20 divide 10, which equal 2. And the 2 belongs to the set of positive integers. So this statement is true. When with respect to C, here B minus A, B minus A, considering B equals 10 and A equals 20, so it will be 10 minus 20 equals negative 10. It's wrong statement. Okay, so B minus A belongs to Z positive, it is wrong statement. With respect to D, here A minus B equals A, it is 20 minus B, which equal 10, so the result equals 10. 20 minus 10 equals 10. It is a right statement, correct statement. So which of the following statements is not true? So we choose letter C, always not true. Okay, so NCR minus NBR belongs to Z positive is not true. Next question here, question number 14. We have factorial 8 over factorial 8 minus r, 2 factorial 9 over factorial 9 minus r equals 2 over 3. Of course, here it is a division. The ratio factorial 8 over factorial 8 minus r divide, it is the same, factorial 9 over factorial 9 minus r equals 2 to, so we rewrite this division. It will be factorial 8 over factorial 8 minus r divide factorial 9, it is 9 multiply factorial 8. Here we have 9 minus r multiply factorial 9 minus r minus 1, it's equal 2 to 3. So the result here, it will be factorial 8. Here we have factorial 8 minus r divide 9 factorial 8 over 9 minus r multiply factorial 9 minus 1, it is 8. 8 minus r equals 2 to 3. So factorial 8 over factorial 8 minus r multiply 9 minus r factorial 8 minus r over 9 factorial 8. Now we can simplify, dividing up and down by factorial 8. Here we have 1 and we have 1, and factorial 8 minus r, here we have factorial 8 minus r, here we have 1 and 1, all equals 2 over 3. It means 1 multiply 9 minus r, it is 9 minus r, over 1 multiply 9 equals 9, it is equal 2 over 3. Cross multiplication, we have 3 multiply 9 minus r equals 9 multiply 2. So 3 multiply 9, it is 27 minus 3r, again 3 multiply 9 equals 27, 3 multiply negative r, it is negative 3r, equals 9 multiply 2, it is 18. Then 27 minus 18 equals positive 3r. 27 minus 18, it is 9, equals 3r. So r equals 9 divide 3, which equal 3. And we choose letter C. Next question, question number 15. We have factorial x minus 3 multiply x p3 equals 20 multiply x minus 2. Then x equals 3 or 4, 5 or 6. Now we can write this question in this form. Factorial x minus 3 multiply x b3 equals 20 multiply x minus 2 factorial x minus 2 minus 1, it will be x minus 3. Now dividing both sides by factorial x minus 3. So we have x b3 equals 20 multiply x minus 2. But x b3 equals x multiply x minus 1 multiply x minus 2. We can write x b3 as the product of 3 consecutive factors. The difference between them always equals 1. So x multiply x minus 1 multiply x minus 2 equals 20 multiply x minus 2. So dividing both sides by x minus 2, what we get? We get x multiply x minus 1 equals 20. And we can solve it in by this method, considering 20 equals 5 multiply 4, right? So x equals 5 and x minus 1 equals 4. X equals 5, it is a solution, and the x minus 1 equals 4. Also here we can deduce that x equals 5. So the final result, x equals 5, and we choose letter C here. Next question, question number 16. We have factorial n, factorial r equals n, and factorial n equals r, then r plus n equals one of this. When n equals r equals 1, what we get? Factorial r equals n and factorial n equals r. How? Substitute r equals 1. So factorial 1 equals 1. Also substitute n equals 1. We have factorial 1 also equals 1. So this condition verified, satisfied when n equals r equals 1. Also put n equals 2. Put r equals n equals 2. So here we have factorial 2 equals 2. So factorial r equals n. And put n equals 2. Factorial 2 also equals 2. So factorial n equals r. In this case, the sum of r plus n equals 1 plus 1 equals 2. And in this case, r plus n equals 2 plus 2, which equal 4. So here is the two solutions, 2 and 4. So r plus n equals 2 or 4, and we choose letter D.